Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our daily motivation session. It is so good to have you here with us today. Before we start, I have a quick question for you. Do you feel like people do not see your true value? Maybe you feel a little ignored sometimes? Tell me in the comments, just a simple yes or no. I really want to know. So go on, please pause the audio right now and just type your answer. Okay, did you do it? Great. So today we are going to talk about something very, very important. We're doing a deep dive into how to increase your personal value. And this isn't about money. It's not really about talent either. It's about how to make the world respect you.
That's exactly right. Our mission today is to look at a really interesting source called How to Increase Your Value.
Hmm.
And it gives us 8 simple rules. These are rules that can, change a person from being average to being highly valuable. But we're not just going to list them.
No.
We're going to really explore why they work.
I love that. Moving from average to valuable. So let's unpack this. The source starts with a really strong statement. It says, the world does not pay you for your time.
Yes. And this is the core concept. We really need to understand this first. So many people think, I work so hard, so I should be successful. Or, I am suffering, so I deserve a reward. But the hard truth is, the world doesn't pay you for your suffering. It doesn't pay you just because you spend time on something. The world pays you for your value.
That's a hard lesson. I think a lot of people listening might feel a bit frustrated by that. We're sort of taught that if you just show up for 8 hours, you're doing a good job. But you're saying being busy isn't enough.
It's not enough. Exactly. Think about it this way. You could spend 10 hours digging a hole with a small spoon. That's very hard work. You'll be tired. You'll sweat.
Of course.
But is that valuable? No, not really. A machine can do it in 5 seconds. The point is, you aren't born with value. You have to build it. So if you feel like people are ignoring you or if you feel invisible, it's likely because you haven't shown them your value yet. You have to create it.
That makes so much sense. It's about the result, not just the effort. So how do we build this value? The source gives us 8 rules. Let's jump into rule number 1. This one is about availability.
Rule number 1 is stop being too available.
Okay, this one is tricky because we usually think being a good friend or a good employee means always saying yes, right? My boss calls, I answer. My friend texts, I reply right away. But the source says this is a bad thing.
It creates a psychological problem. Think about the simple economic law of supply and demand. If there's too much of something, the price goes down.
Yeah.
If gold was as common as sand, nobody would pay for it.
Right. If I can find it everywhere, it's cheap.
Exactly. And the source uses this brilliant analogy of a diamond. Imagine you walk into a store and there's a huge diamond just lying on the floor. No security guard, no glass box. It's just there. What do you think?
I would absolutely think it's fake. A piece of glass or something. I wouldn't think it was valuable at all. I might even step on it by accident.
You see, you think it's cheap because it's so easy to get. It's available to anyone. The same thing is true for people. If you are always available, people start to respect you less.
So if I'm answering every text message the second it arrives, or saying yes to every single plan, I'm actually lowering my own value. I'm becoming that diamond on the floor.
Yes. If you are always there, people start to assume your time isn't important. They think, oh, I can call him anytime. He probably has nothing else to do. And that just destroys respect. It tells people your time has no value.
Wow. Scarcity creates value? But I have to ask, isn't there a risk here? If I stop replying so fast to my friends, won't they just, stop calling me? I don't want to be lonely.
That's a valid fear, of course.
Yeah.
But there's a really big difference between being busy and being rude.
You
don't ignore people just to be mean. You prioritize your own life. When you're constantly available, you're telling the world, my life is empty. When you're less available, you're saying, my life is full.
I like that distinction. That's a great way to put it. So what's the action step here? What should our listeners actually do?
You need to learn how to say no. And this is very, very hard for a lot of people. Don't reply instantly to every message unless it's a real emergency. Don't say yes to plans you don't actually want to do. When you're less available, your time becomes a limited edition.
Be a limited edition, not a discount product. I like that. Okay, that covers availability. But if I'm unavailable, I need to be doing something useful with that time, right? I can't just sit in my room and do nothing.
Precisely. You can't just be scarce. You must also be useful. And that leads us perfectly to rule number 2. Master one high-value skill.
The source is very specific about this. It says you must be excellent at one thing, not just okay at 10 different things. Why is one so important?
Because the world rewards mastery. We pay experts, not generalists. If you have a serious heart problem, do you go to a general doctor or do you find the best heart specialist?
The specialist, absolutely. And I'd expect to pay them a lot more money.
Exactly. And think about really successful people. The source mentions Elon Musk. What's his master skill?
I'd say engineering
Mm-hmm.
and vision. He solves these huge engineering problems.
Right. And what about Oprah Winfrey?
Oh, communication, for sure. She's just incredible at connecting with people.
Exactly. And Cristiano Ronaldo.
Discipline, pure athletic discipline. The man is a machine.
You see the pattern, right? They are all world-class at one main thing. And that one skill opens all the other doors for them. If Ronaldo tried to be a singer and a cook and a football player all at the same time, nobody would know his name.
That's true. But for a normal person, how does this work? Most of us aren't professional athletes. The source tells a story about a guy. Let's call him David. Can you tell us David's story?
Sure. This is a great example of building value from zero. So David, he started with nothing. No money, no university degree. He was working at a fast food restaurant and felt completely stuck. But he decided to learn one specific skill, copywriting.
For anyone who doesn't know, copywriting is, it's writing words to sell things for ads and websites and so on.
Yes, that's it. It's the art of persuasion with writing. So David practiced this one skill every single day. He didn't try to learn coding on the side. He didn't start a YouTube channel. He just wrote. And at first, he worked for free just to get some experience.
That's humble. Working for free is tough.
It is. But he was trading his time for mastery.
Hmm.
Then he got his first client for $100, then $500, then $1,000. And now he traveled the world and supports his family with this one skill.
And he did all of that just by focusing on one thing.
Yes, he mastered one thing. The lesson here is to pick one interest and just study it deeply for 30 days. Don't try to do everything at once. Focus creates value.
That's really encouraging. You don't need to be a genius. You just need focus.
Hmm.
Okay. So we're less available and we're building a skill. Now let's talk about behavior. Let's combine Rule 3 and Rule 4 because I think they go together perfectly.
Yes, they do. These rules are about silence and mystery.
Which is interesting because we live in such a loud world. Everyone is on social media just screaming, "Look at me."
That is the exact problem.
Yeah.
So the source compares two types of people. Let's call them person A and person B. Person A is loud. They tell everybody their plans. They post everything online. Look at my breakfast. Look at my workout. Here's my new amazing idea.
I know a lot of people like person A. And to be honest, sometimes I am person A. It feels good to get those likes, you know?
Feels good for a moment, but it kills your value. Now think about person B. Person B is calm. They work in silence. They listen way more than they speak. Who do you think is more powerful?
Well, when you say it like that, person B definitely seems more in control.
Person B is more powerful. The source says something I find very profound. The loudest voice is often the weakest mind.
Whoa. The loudest voice is often the weakest mind.
That is strong. Why is that true, do you think? Well, because when you talk too much, you give away your power. You're looking for validation from other people. You're basically asking them, please, please tell me I'm good.
Mm.
But when you're silent, you create curiosity. People start to wonder, what is he doing? What is she thinking about? When they don't know your next move, they respect you more.
It creates a puzzle. And people are drawn to puzzles. It reminds me of that saying, lions don't need to roar all the time.
Exactly. A little dog barks all night long. A lion is powerful even when it's quiet. In our modern world, this means being careful with social media. You don't need to post every meal. You don't need to post every emotion you feel.
So you let your results speak, not your posts.
Yes, build a little mystery. Let people wonder who you are becoming. When you finally show your results, everyone will be shocked because they never saw it coming.
That is so cool. I love that idea. But it brings up a practical question. If we're changing ourselves so much, what happens to the people around us? This brings us to rule number 5.
Rule number 5 is about your circle of influence. It says, upgrade your circle or stay stuck.
This might be the hardest rule for people. Emotionally, I mean. The source uses a great analogy about climbing a mountain. So you're trying to climb a steep mountain, but you're wearing this incredibly heavy backpack.
And that backpack, it represents negative friends. If your friends are lazy or if they laugh at your goals, they are like rocks in that backpack. You cannot climb the mountain with that kind of weight. It's just impossible.
So if you drop the backpack, you move faster. But that sounds so harsh. Does it mean we just have to, dump our old friend?
It does sound harsh, but sometimes it's necessary. There's a famous concept. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. We're social creatures. We can't help but copy the people around us. If your 5 best friends complain all day.
You'll start complaining too. It's automatic.
It's automatic. I've seen it happen.
Oh, me too. If I hang out with people who are fit, I want to go to the gym. If I hang out with people who eat junk food, suddenly I really want a pizza.
Exactly. So if you want to become high value, you have to be around high value people.
Yeah.
If you want to be a lion, you can't walk with sheep.
Well, what if I don't know any lions? What if I end up alone?
Then be alone. The source really emphasizes this point. It is okay to be alone while you grow. Solitude is so much better than negative company. Use that time to work on rule number 2, mastering your skill.
That is brave advice. Okay, moving on to rule number 6. This one might be a bit controversial. It's about appearance.
Rule number 6, invest in your appearance.
Right. And I can hear some listeners saying, but that's so superficial. People should like me for my personality. And the source agrees, people should, but they often don't. It says people judge a book by its cover.
It's true. We might not like it, but it's just human nature. There's actually a psychological term for it called the halo effect.
The halo effect, what's that?
It's a bias in our brains.
Mm-hmm.
When we see someone who looks good, clean, well-dressed, healthy, our brain automatically assumes they are also smart and kind and competent. We give them a halo.
So looking good can actually make people think you're smarter.
Yes. And looking messy can make people think you're lazy or disorganized. Before you even say a word, people have already judged you.
But this isn't about being vain, is it? It's not about being a fashion model.
No, absolutely not. It's about self-respect. If you look messy or tired or dirty, it tells the world, I don't care about myself. And if you don't care about yourself, why should anyone else care about you?
That's a really good point. So we don't need to buy expensive designer clothes. I don't need a Gucci bag to have value.
No, you just need to be clean, smell good, stand up tall, have good posture, dress like the person you want to become.
I'm picturing a job interview. 2 people walk in. One is wearing messy clothes and looks tired. The other has a clean shirt, stands straight, looks sharp.
The sharp person gets respect before they even say hello. That's the power of appearance. It's a visual signal of your value. It says, I am a professional.
Okay, that's a very practical tip. Wash your face, iron your shirt, stand up straight. I like it.
Now, rule number 7. This one is very poetic. Rule number 7 is, attract, don't chase.
Don't chase. This applies to people, opportunities, even money. It sounds a little like dating advice.
It applies to everything. The source uses a metaphor. Imagine you're in a desert and you're running after water. You're desperate. You're thirsty. When you run after it, you just look weak.
And nobody wants to be around someone who looks desperate. Desperation just smells like fear.
Exactly. The advice is, do not run after water in the desert. Become the fire and the cold will come to you.
Become the fire. Wow, that sounds amazing. But what does it mean in real life?
It means focus on building yourself. When you chase people, you're saying, I need you.
Yeah.
But when you focus on your own skills, your appearance, your own life, you become magnetic.
Magnetic. You pull things toward you naturally.
Yes. Think about it. Who do you want to be friends with? The person who is begging for attention or the person who is just happily doing their own thing?
The person doing their own thing, of course. They seem cooler. They seem like they have high value.
Exactly. When you stop chasing, people start wondering about you. They come to you. So stop looking for value outside of yourself. Build it inside, and the world will come looking for you.
This leads perfectly to the final rule, rule number 8. Because all of this, the discipline, the silence, the learning, it all happens in one place.
Rule number 8. Train your mind. Your real value lives in your mind.
The source compares the mind to a garden. I love that image.
Yes, it's a perfect metaphor. If you have a garden and you plant garbage in it, what's going to grow?
Weeds, bad plants, maybe just a pile of trash.
Exactly. So if you plant garbage in your mind, like bad social media, negative news, gossip, distractions, you will grow weakness. Your mind will be anxious and scattered. But if you plant wisdom like books and silence and learning, you grow greatness.
So we have to be the gardeners of our own minds. Be careful what we let in. So how do we plant wisdom? What are the tips?
The source suggests 3 simple but very powerful habits. First, read. Even when you're tired, just try to read something useful. Reading is like downloading someone else's entire brain into yours.
I like that. Downloading a brain. What's the second tip?
Second, sit in silence, just for 10 minutes a day. No phone, no music, just thinking. This is incredibly hard for modern people. We're addicted to noise.
It is so hard. I tried it yesterday, and I think I reached for my phone after like 30 seconds.
And that's why it's a high-value skill. If you can control your own mind, you are powerful. And the third one is journaling. Write down your thoughts. It helps stop you from overthinking everything.
So reading, silence, and writing. It sounds simple, but it must require a lot of discipline.
It does. But the result is a trained mind. And a trained mind stays calm when everything is chaotic. In a world where everyone is stressed and panicked, a calm mind is very rare. And because it is rare,
It's valuable. That ties everything right back to the beginning. Scarcity. Rare things are valuable. A calm mind, a unique skill, a disciplined life. These things are rare.
that's the perfect summary. We aren't looking for money directly. We are building value. And we do that by being less available, mastering a skill, staying silent, choosing good friends, looking sharp, attracting instead of chasing, and training our minds.
It sounds like a lot of work, but it also sounds like a much better way to live.
It is a lot of work, and that's why most people are average. But remember, you can start today. You don't need to change it all at once. Just pick one rule. Maybe today, you just decide to say no to one thing you don't want to do, or you decide to read for 10 minutes before bed.
Small steps.
Small steps lead to big value.
I really hope your answer to my first question is now different. At the start, I asked if you feel invisible or undervalued. I hope you see now that you have the power to change that. You have the power to build your own value. It's not up to your boss or your friends. It's up to you.
Absolutely. The power is in your hands.
If you learned something new today, please like this video and subscribe for more English practice. See you in the next video.